30% run. Let's get Girish Agarwaal, the non-executive director of DB Corp, to talk about his earnings this quarter. Girish, hi, good afternoon and thanks for being with us. If you can just tell us about the segment-wise revenues and how you've done this quarter, both in terms of the radio business as well as the print business, and in general, what is the expectation going ahead?
See, the overall advertising revenue for this quarter is around 18% growth, and out of which the larger, if I take the election money out, because there's been an election advantage also in the last quarter, so around 15% is actual growth. So apart from the election, the big category which has shown a growth are automobile, lifestyle, FMCG and real estate. Because of the Diwali season, I think these categories were pretty prominent in the market, and we were able to take this growth importantly in all our markets, especially the markets of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. They featured pretty well in the last quarter.
Hi Girish, good afternoon. We also understand there's been some slight reduction from the March levels in terms of your borrowing. So can you take us through where they currently stand at, and is there any plan to lower your debt going forward, and also what is, where would we expect your finance cost to now stabilize?
If you look at our finance cost, we are pretty minimum on that, and the borrowing which has gone down is largely because whatever the repayment were due, we have paid that. And out of the money, there is a 6-monthly payment to be done on the balance loan, which we are doing as per the schedule. So there's no preponement of the repayment happening from our side, since the total exposure on the loan is pretty limited.
Okay. Have you factored in any of the Bihar launch expenses into this quarter, and will it extend into the next couple of quarters as well?
See, whatever is the pre-operative expenses on Bihar has already been factored in the last quarter, and also maybe some part in the month of January also. After 19th of January, when we are launching our Bihar edition, there will be a regular operating expenses on investment on the Bihar. That will also be a part of the P&L going forward.
So what will that run rate be, the regular expenses?
See, I can't give you the exact number, but what looks like that our experience of Maharashtra and Jharkhand and Punjab, that any new market takes another 3 years time to do a break-even point where the cash burn stops. So, and we are very confident about the Bihar also, because the initial response has been pretty encouraging. We are all set to launch from 19th of January. We already have booked around 1,55,000 copies, and another 15,000 copies we expect to come from the cash sales. So we are targeting around 1,70,000 copies to start with in Bihar.
Girish, also any rate hikes that you've taken during this quarter, and any which are planned going forward?
Yeah, we have taken some, I would say not a rate hike, but I would say more of a yield improvement in most of the advertising markets of ours. So for example, wherever we are discounting heavily, we have reduced the discount and make it much more beneficial in terms of win-win situation for us and the client also. And in the cover price, we have taken some rate improvement in few markets. That's a very selective call has been taken in markets of Haryana, some markets of Madhya Pradesh, or in Gujarat or in Rajasthan. So overall, there's been some improvement in that also.
Okay, then one final question. Since you did tell my colleague that you've taken a couple of rate hikes, will your margins look better in 2014, better than the 30% that you've clocked in this quarter?
We all are working for it, and we are confident about it.
All right, and Girish, just before we let you go, you had earlier expressed some interest in inorganic expansions. Can you take us through if there's anything concrete happening on that front?
So far, no. I've been having lunches and dinner with a lot of people, but nothing has been materialized so far.
All right. Thanks for that. Well, the minute something materializes, you know who's going to be calling you. That's going to be us. Thanks so much for joining us, and all the best for the quarters to come. Good set of numbers from DB Corp over there. 18% growth in ad revenues this quarter, and the stock, like I mentioned, has come in for just a tad bit of profit taking. Otherwise, it's had a very strong run. For the market, still extremely quiet, and today